When you think about a millionaire, what comes to mind first? Do you think about lots of cash, probably millions of dollars? Do you think about very big and expensive houses? Do you think about fast cars or expensive cars? And do you think about high-end luxury clothing and vacations? Now, usually when we speak about millionaire or the term millionaire comes up, people often associate this with lots of money, anything that has to do with lots of money. However, I read a book which was based on actual factual research, and in this book, it was very opposite, right? So most of the people who were super rich or ultra wealthy actually didn't live in the most expensive houses and drive expensive luxury cars. They didn't have high-end luxury clothing. They weren't always on vacations, and they didn't spend a lot of money. Now, this doesn't mean that they weren't well off. Of course, they had nice houses, they had nice cars, they spent more money than the average person, they probably went on more vacations and better vacations than the average person, but they were nothing like what you would have expected a millionaire to be like. So the book that I read was a book titled The Millionaire Next Door: The Secrets to America's Wealthy, and this book has a lot of valuable information, and this is another book that I would recommend that you guys definitely read. Now, if you have already read this book, then you have an idea of what I'm talking about. But if not, then in this video, I'm going to summarize this book and I'm going to give you guys the main points from this book. And that way you don't have to necessarily purchase this book if you don't want to. Now, the book is actually around 258 pages long. So if you don't want to read the book, but you want to get the main ideas or the main points from the book, then definitely watch this video to the very end. And after watching this video, I think you will be interested, and I hope you do actually get a copy of this book and read each chapter of this book, because this book is very interesting and is somewhat of an eye-opener if you are aspiring to be wealthy. Now, before I get into this review and tell you all about the main points in this book, just a very quick reminder here. Welcome back to the channel if you are already a subscriber. If you aren't and you're seeing me for the very first time, my name is Eann, and on this channel I post videos related to credit cards, saving money, investing money, making more money, and everything that has to do with personal finance. So if you like these videos, then be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I'll really appreciate it. It's 100% free, and this way this video can get pushed and recommended to someone else, which can potentially help them out as well. Also, consider subscribing to the channel and turning on all the notifications. And that way, you'll be able to get the updates every day when I post a new video here. Now, let's get right into this book. So the book actually breaks people into two main categories. So the first category is the under-accumulators of wealth, or as the book refers to them as UAWs. And then we have the prodigious accumulator of wealth, which the book refers to as PAWs. Now, the main difference between these two different categories of people is that the UAWs have a low net worth when compared to their income, and the PAWs have a very high net worth when compared to their income. Now, this may come as a shocker to you, but the main difference between the UAWs and the PAWs was that the PAWs actually are very simple people. They have regular 9-to-5 jobs or blue-collar businesses. They live below their means, and when I say below their means, it doesn't mean that they're living in poverty or they are homeless or they're living in a van. This just means that they are living in a middle-class neighborhood, or probably even an upper middle-class neighborhood that is very affordable. So these people could easily afford to live in some high-scale, high-end luxury community, but they choose to live a normal life in some normal place. They also drive normal cars. They drive a regular sedan or a regular pickup truck. Now, I talked about this in some other videos that I've done on this channel about the pressures of society, and the UAWs are people who actually earn a very high income. These are people who are doctors, attorneys, people who are college educated, who have high earning skills, and they make very good money. However, the problem comes in, or as the book describes, the problem comes in because these people are pressured by society to live up to some expectations. So because they're college educated, they have these high skill careers, they make very good money, they usually make way over 6 figures, and so they need to now live in these upscale communities, they need to drive the newest luxury vehicles, they need to go on the best vacations frequently, and this is why they have a low net worth when compared to their income. So for example, you could be looking at someone who is making, let's say, $250 per year, which is above what the average person makes, because the average person makes probably $40,000 to $50,000 per year. So you have this person who is making $250,000 per year, who who is college educated, is probably an attorney or a doctor, but their expenses total probably $200,000 per year. So then their net worth ends up being much lower when compared to their earnings. So because these people spend so much money, they usually either don't save or don't invest anything that will increase their net worth. Their primary focus is on keeping up appearances. Now, the book then goes on to break down how you can actually become a millionaire, and this is actually much simpler than you would probably think. The secret to becoming a millionaire isn't focusing so much on your income as it is focusing on your spending and how you actually live your life. Now, remember I said this book was based on actual research, so this isn't some fictional book, right? This was actual studies done on millionaires in America. So what these people essentially do is they live below their means, and this goes whether or not they have high earning skills, jobs or not. So to pull this off, the book gives you 3 simple steps that you need to follow to become a millionaire. And the first step is to start saving as much money as you possibly can from your income as soon as you begin to earn more than you need to live. So what you need to do here is you need to think about your expenses and think about how much money it costs for you to survive per month just for the basics. How much money is it going to cost you to survive every single month, and then any surplus or any excess that you have from your income, you want to start saving that money, and this is step number 1. It's very simple. Now, the book explains that this doesn't have to require that you earn a very high income. Even if you were making $1 million per year, guess what? About 50% or very close to 50% of that money would be gone to taxes, so you'd be left with roughly $500,000, right? Now factor in the cost of living, then rent, then mortgage, then vacations, gifts, a car, a 401k plan, health insurance, all these other costs, and you'll probably be left with $300,000 to $400,000 or even less. So it's good to have a very high income because that allows you to achieve financial independence early, but you want to be able to save as much money as you can from whatever it is that you're earning right now, and that's the very first step. Now, this is probably unpopular, but over 50% of millionaires who were asked what their secret was, they said that the secret formula to becoming a millionaire was simply living below their means and being frugal. And when I say frugal, I don't mean that you're going to go dumpster diving, right? And you're not going to not shower for days to save on water. What I mean is that you live below your means, and that's it. If you make $5,000 per month, then don't have a $2,500 car payment. That's not frugal. If you make $5,000 per month, then don't have a mortgage payment of $3,500 per month. Instead, spend as little as you can and save as much as you can. Now, let's move on to step number 2. Now, the second step is to determine if you're living up to your full financial potential, and the book actually breaks this down in as simple of a way as it could be. There's actually a formula to do this. What you need to do is to take your age and then you multiply your age by your pre-tax income. So whatever you make gross per year, you then take that and you divide that by 10. The book says that if you use this formula, it will tell you how much you should be worth if you are actually displaying good spending habits and you're taking the right steps to achieve your full financial potential. So for example, if you are 30 years old and you make $50,000 per year, that would mean that 30 times 50,000 gets you to 1.5 million. If you divide that by 10, you get $150,000. So in this case, you should have at least $150,000 as your net worth. And if you have that figure or more, then you're actually living up to your full financial potential. If that number is lower, then you know that you need to do some work. Now, the book talks about being frugal a lot. However, it does make the point that you want to not fall into the trap of keeping up with the Joneses, and you want to be frugal, but at the same time, you don't want to hoard all your cash in a way where you don't get to enjoy your life. So you definitely want to spend some money. You want to enjoy your life, but you want to ensure that you're on this financial path to becoming a millionaire. Now, the third step is to, at all costs, avoid financial dependence on anyone else. So, for example, think about a person who is in college. They have the skills that are required to get themselves a high-earning job. However, they have wealthy parents, and so because their parents take care of them well and want the best for them, the parents will finance everything in their life and will pay for their housing, they'll pay for their luxury cars, they'll still give them a sizable allowance, and so this person doesn't really need to work. This is good for a person on the receiving end, but it's also bad for them because it really hurts their ability to manage finances well. The book emphasizes that you won't understand the value of money until you are completely financially independent. So this means that you take care of your own expenses and you work for everything that you depend on. This way, you'll actually be much better with money. You'll save more, you'll actually invest your money into things that will increase your net worth, as opposed to just spending your money on stuff that you never really need or you never really want. Now, the book then goes on to show that the average person spends money on these random things that they never really use, they really never need, or sometimes they don't even want these things. So the main point is, if you're making $100,000 per year and you're spending $110,000 per year or $90,000 per year, or probably even $80,000 per year, you're probably never going to become a wealthy person or a millionaire, even though you're earning six figures. But if you earn $50,000 a year and you're able to save $20,000 to $25,000 a year, then you'll definitely be on track to becoming a millionaire and becoming financially independent. And this is based on the research done on other everyday millionaires who are regular people who have blue-collar jobs, who live in regular neighborhoods with regular houses and drive regular cars. So if you've been searching for the secret formula to becoming a millionaire, then this is it. You don't have to purchase some course for $1,000 from some internet guru to learn the secrets. Now remember, earlier on I mentioned that this book is about 258 pages long, or 259 pages, and it has several chapters, and this book is a really interesting book to read. I would recommend it 100%. This is one of the first books I read on personal finance or in this niche, and so I'll be leaving a link down below to this book, and I think you should get a copy for yourself. So in a 10-minute video, these were the main points from the book. Develop some sort of budget, try to identify the amount of money that you need to survive on each month, and then you want to save as much as you possibly can from your income, no matter how much you make. You then want to use these savings to invest into income-producing assets or assets that will increase your net worth. You then want to use the power of compounding and time and do this for years, and you'll become a millionaire. Now, if you've actually read this book before and you think I missed out on any of the main or important points, comment them down below and share them so everyone else can see. And if you haven't already read this book, then comment below and let me know if you'll be reading this book now. As always, thank you guys for watching. I hope you found some value in this video and this helps you. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like the content. Subscribe to the channel and turn on all the notifications so you'll be able to get the updates every day when I post a new video on this channel. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.